and welcome to Vlogmas Day 4. I decided that today I would do a quick who am I so that when you watch my videos you'll know who I am. So we'll just start, way back, especially for my friends. I was born and raised in Knoxville, Tennessee. I went to Farragut High, go Admirals. I graduated in 1990. Then I went to college at Alcorn State University, go HBCUs. In 1992, I pledged Delta Sigma Theta sorority, Delta Epsilon in the house. Hey, sorors out there. I graduated in 1994 with a bachelor's in biology / pre-med. I went on to medical school in Iowa, Des Moines University, University of Osteopathic Medicine and Health Sciences. Iowa was definitely a temperature change, but I did get used to it. The summers are really pretty, normal high 80s, but the cold winters were a bit much. But I got it done. Once I graduated from medical school, I went on to my residency in New York City. That was absolutely my favorite time. I was there for a few years. I lived on the Upper West Side of Manhattan on Broadway, 73rd, 74th in the Ansonia, for all of you New York peeps out there that know the area. Had an amazing time, learned a lot, partied a lot, met a lot of cool people. From there, I lived briefly in Missouri, just outside of Kansas City and Blue Springs for a short time. And then I started my practice in Bradenton, Florida. I am a podiatrist. I love Florida. It's actually where my parents are from. My dad is from St. Pete and my mom is from Palmetto. So it was kind of coming home in a way. I do have two brothers. One is in Georgia and one is in Knoxville, Tennessee with my parents. And that's a little bit of backstory. I love fitness. I always have loved fitness. I was McDonald's All-American in high school playing soccer. Soccer was my first love. But once I got my full academic scholarship to undergrad, I hung up my cleats and focused on the books. And in focusing on the books, a little bit of weight started to creep on. I would do my runs and that sort of thing, but definitely wasn't as intense as being on a team and doing the exercises with that intensity. But I've always been members of gyms. When I did do my residency in New York City, there's a lot of walking, going to and from the subway, and there's a lot of cool gyms. So I think I had like 3 memberships: Equinox, Reebok, and it wasn't LA Fitness then, it was something else. A Gold's Gym. And I did work out all the time, and I actually probably was in my best adult weight while I was in New York City in my residency. But once I moved to Florida, got focused into building, the business side, getting into relationships, getting that happy fat going on. The weight just started creeping on, and I didn't really notice, that it was going on. But in 2009, I started with Twitter as what was Foot Doctor 69, which now is Fit in My Heart, that my friend Carla helped me develop the name. And with that community, the Twitter community, I was really inspired and supported, and I started to get my healthy back. I even ran a half marathon, Disney half marathon, which was uber cool. I did 60 miles in 3 days for breast cancer and absolutely loved it. Made some great friendships there. So after that, I really didn't have a fitness focus, and I didn't really notice it at the time, but I just kept on with life, trucking along. And we've always had passes here in the area, whether it started out Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, Aquatica, and then we moved on to the Universal passes, the Islands of Adventure and Universal. And from there we went to the Disney passes with, Epcot and Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, and Magic Kingdom. And as we would go to the parks, I started to notice that certain rides I wasn't able to get on, or they were uncomfortable. And I think that's when I first started to notice that the hips were getting a little bit bigger. No one ever brought it to my attention, or it was never a focus, and it never slowed me down, ever. That's the thing, is that I was constantly moving. Even though the weight was creeping on, I didn't let it stop me. I'm not the type of person that holds back from, being in social environments or anything like that because of my size. Because it's just never been an issue. But I did start to notice that was an issue. And then what I started to notice, issues on the plane. And I travel a lot, so that was an issue. And around January, I started noticing that it was uncomfortable to sit in certain chairs in like restaurants and things of that nature, or the table in my stomach, if it would, you had to slide in and it was like really tight and uncomfortable. And I'm like, whoa, okay, this has to change. And so a few things happened in the year. Actually, the year prior, I had a friend, a very close, dear friend, who had a vertical sleeve gastrectomy. And it got me I started to look into that arena. As a physician, I've, heard a lot about weight loss surgeries, and the really popular one for a while before the vertical sleeve was the gastric bypass and or the lap band. And so I started looking into it. I started doing, I'm a researcher, and I started researching on YouTube, and I started following a lot of amazing accounts, which over time I am going to talk about some of the other accounts in detail, because they really helped me, and I think they could really help you as well. So I started watching them. It became my new university. And outside of that, doing research online and in my medical books about pros and cons, and just kind of seeing the effects of people who have had it at younger ages versus people who have had it as they're older, if it would benefit me. And ultimately, after doing all of my research over a year, I did decide that the vertical sleeve gastrectomy was for me. So I went to a meeting, an informative meeting at the Sarasota Memorial Hospital, and they actually have 3 bariatric surgeons, but I absolutely fell in love with Dr. Arun Rao. She is a super soul, I'm telling you. And I think that's very important when it comes to making the decision, A, to have the surgery, and then B, it is very important that you connect with the surgeon, in my opinion. I feel that way in every arena as far as getting a doctor. You need to be able to connect with the doctor so that you can be honest with them, they're honest with you, and you just feel comfortable going into the procedure. So I did decide to do the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. I had my surgery on August 8th, 2018. What I'm going to do in future videos, I'm going to start with my pre-op diet and some of the things that I had to do with pre-op diet, some of the doctors that I had to see, including a psychiatrist. I will tell you all about that. I want to go through all the steps up to now. So I want to catch you guys up, and what better time to catch you guys up than on Vlogmas, when I have to make a video every day. So that's just a little bit of story about me. I am trucking right along. I am loving the process. There are some ups, there's some downs. I will share that with you guys. Also, I hear some of the friends that I said I watch on YouTube that have had the surgery or that are thinking about going through the surgery, so I can discuss some of the pitfalls, some of the pros, some of the things you need to evaluate before you undertake the surgery. Also, prior to surgery, I was a huge proponent of the ketogenic lifestyle. I am still a heavy supporter of the ketogenic lifestyle. I am incorporating ketogenic, the way I eat in my life now. Like the big, I guess, take-home message that I want you to get today from this video, outside of just getting to know me, is that the vertical sleeve gastrectomy and all of the other bariatric surgeries are not the end-all be-all. All they are truly is a tool. It's a tool to help you get to your goals. Which, by the way, my goal, the reason why I wanted to have the surgery, my why, is to be able to do the things that I love to do without pain, without being held back by my size, just to be able to go out and be awesome. The truth of the matter is, I'm 46 years old. I didn't have the surgery to have a 26-year-old body. I mean, realistically, that's not going to happen. Of course, there's surgery in the whole thing, but that's a surgically, made body. And by the way, I am all for plastics. Once I finish doing what I'm doing, if I need to get a lift here or a tuck there, I will be doing that. So just so that you know my stance on that. But I didn't do this so that I could go out and be, an Instagram bathing suit model. I did this so that I can say, you know what, in 6 months, I want to run a half marathon and not have pain in my knees. You know what, in a couple months, I want to go on a cruise and do zip lining and actually be able to make the weight limit. My starting weight that I actually looked on the scale, so I was a little bit higher, but I don't know how high that was. Once I started my pre-op diet, I was at 356 pounds. I know. Total shocker. I had no idea. But, and that was also when I went to go find people on YouTube that were speaking on the surgery. A lot of the people were either A, younger, or B, not quite as heavy. So for all my heavier, fine females and males, I'm here to be an example for you. Number one, to tell you, don't give up. There is hope. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. And just so that you can see my journey, and then, you can create your own. So that's it for Vlogmas Day 4. If you have any specific questions, please put them down in the comment section. As I mentioned before, every video from here on out is going to be different stages of the surgery that I've gone through thus far. And I look forward to sharing this journey with you. I have been wanting to make these videos for a while, but I just needed to take that leap. So here we are. I put it out there for everyone to see. And, what they do on YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos in the future. And I look forward to sharing things with you. Also, if you do have a channel, please drop your channel down below so that I can follow you too, because this is a give and take. That's what made me be successful on Twitter, was having the give and take, and I will look forward to a give and take here. So that's it for me. Oh, follow me on Instagram or Snapchat, Twitter. I am Fit in My Heart, at Fit in My Heart. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 5. Have a great day, guys.